Hey, it's Eva Angelina and welcome back to my channel. I'm super interested in just like giving you a whole explanation of all my little natural disaster prepping stuff that I have accumulated throughout the years. I'm just gonna go right into it with batteries. Batteries, and this is not even like the only one I have of these containers. I have so many batteries. Everybody makes fun of me. I don't care because you'll be knocking on my door when your batteries die and you need to replace them. So water, obviously that's like the absolute, if not the most necessary thing that you can have is the stockpile with water. I personally, every time I go and buy something off my Amazon, I buy something that I may need for, you know, a power outage or a natural disaster or, you know, the end of the world. So I have a subscription for boxed water. I have many boxes of these stored in a closet. Another thing that I find that may be important to have is butane for my portable stove, because if my stove back here does not work, I have no power, then we're gonna need to be able to cook food and non-perishables. So I have a whole pantry full of non-perishables, and I also have several dry bags filled with MREs in case of absolute emergencies and if we have to ration our meals and whatnot. Warm chicken Alfredo would be way better than just adding water or warm water. So this one, I have several different brands too, because you know everybody has their own preference, and obviously something like this, it may not always taste amazing. There's that. So we got the water, we got the food. Another necessity is stockpiling medications, okay? Because anywhere from Benadryl for somebody that has a hypersensitivity to antibiotics, ibuprofen, any kind of flu and cold medicine, and even as going as far as like alcohol preps. And I have a scalpel in here, I have syringes in here, I have even some glow sticks in this little container too. You name it, I've got it. And I also have like a little like emergency plan with my daughters that if we have to leave the house in a hurry, they know exactly what we need to pack the car with, and all the necessities. So this goes along with us. Walkie-talkies, have those saved and ready to go. To even if there's like some sort of like natural gas issue or any like crazy hazardous materials thing that I might encounter, this will help with those kind of particulates. Obviously, this is very limited, and I do have goggles as well. Also a headlamp, you might need to be hands-free. Put this on your head. A lot of this stuff is actually stuff that I had acquired too when I was a firefighter, and I needed a go bag for like deployments post hurricanes and whatnot. So little things like that. I actually had to use this when we didn't have power on a deployment, and we were all forced to use porta potties outside, and they're like pitch dark in the middle of the night. So you just wear those so you can see what you're doing in a porta potty. First aid kit. This one's actually pretty cool because the way it's organized makes it really easy to find what you need quickly. So it's all categorized based off of like trauma. So you have your cuts and scrapes and like bandages and anything like that you might need for that. Bandage wraps here for like bleeding wounds and burns. And then also your typical frames and strains and trauma shears, anything that you might need for like CPR. With that, I also have stuff to help stop the bleed. This is for hemorrhaging. A lot of military uses this, and law enforcement. This is a radio that you can wind up, as well as a flashlight, and you can also use this as a charging station as well. And it's solar powered. It's pretty cool to have and important, and I hope I never have to use it, but if I do, I have it. Thermal blankets to avoid any like hypothermic issues. It helps with making sure that you're insulated and you know you keep the body heat in. So that's important. More glow sticks. Never know when you're gonna need it. If I had to, you know, put this somewhere to help keep things illuminated, and I don't want to waste my batteries, it might be extended like a few hours, and this is a good alternative as well. And then of course, the good old flashlight, the handheld flashlight. So this is where I have one like this. This is where I keep like all my MREs and stuff. And then I have other ones with like water pouches and other like necessities that I might need. Also, like I have a bag full of like Ziploc bags in case I need to have more stuff that needs to be stored and kept dry. Also have a big road map of the whole United States, because if it came down to it and we needed to leave and there's no GPS navigation systems anymore, at least we have a good road map, and I've taught my daughters how to use those also so they can navigate for me while I'm driving. A little survivor's guide. Anything in this like kind of situation where, you know, you need to kind of fend for yourself, cool things that you can, like concoctions for like antibiotics that you can make yourself at home, homeopathic stuff, making your rations last longer, something to think about. The main purpose with all this stuff is, as I don't know if you saw my previous video, and if you haven't seen it, make sure you watch it, but I showed how much devastation had occurred in my hometown after Hurricane Helene and Milton, and there was, I think some residents here in Florida even went up to a month without power. And you know, I'm not crazy or anything, because ultimately all this stuff is super powerful and could have been really, really important for them to use in those kind of situations. So with hurricanes, actually most of my prepping began when I lived in California and we needed survival kits in our cars and in our houses because of earthquakes. At least with hurricanes you can prep, you get like a little bit of time before they actually makes landfall to kind of get everything in order. But if you already have this stuff in place and ready to go, you're gonna already feel better about being in this situation where this stuff will be a necessity. So make sure you check out that video so you can understand a little bit more why I have all this stuff and how important it is in situations like that. I hope you get some use out of the information I've shared with you today. You know, we all kind of hope that that day never will come where, you know, we're in an emergency situation and we have to scramble. So ultimately, if you have some kind of systems in place and you have, you know, good strategies already lined up, and it kind of helps with making sure prepping for success. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy this.